Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please hit the subscribe, now this start video. The 2025 One Chicago crossover placed Trudy Platt at the heart of its narrative, but I am deeply frustrated with how her character was utilized, especially in light of Chicago PD's mishandling of her in recent seasons. As one of the few remaining original characters in the police procedural, Amy Morton's portrayal of Trudy Platt has been a consistent presence throughout the franchise's history. She has been part of every major crossover event since the tradition began, and while she is technically a member of the 21st Police District, her influence extends across the shared universe of One Chicago, with appearances in both Chicago Med and Chicago Fire. However, her most significant storylines have always been tied to Hank Voight's intelligence unit. As a dedicated viewer of the entire One Chicago franchise, I have a particular fondness for Chicago PD, largely because I've always been drawn to police procedurals. Initially, I wasn't the biggest fan of Trudy Platt. I found her overly harsh demeanor toward then patrol officers Kevin Atwater and Kim Burgess off-putting. However, as the series progressed, I began to appreciate her character for what she represents on television. She is a strong, no-nonsense figure who commands respect and brings a unique dynamic to the show. Unfortunately, Chicago PD Season 12 has failed to do justice to her character in multiple ways, and the 2025 One Chicago crossover only exacerbated these issues. The 2025 One Chicago crossover began with the Chicago Fire, with Firehouse 51 responding to a call downtown. Before the action unfolded, there was a brief but significant moment where the newly promoted Mouch McCollins shared some personal drama with Trudy. This setup not only highlighted their relationship, but also foreshadowed the harrowing day ahead for both of them. While I appreciated that Trudy and Mouch were central to the storyline, I couldn't help but feel disappointed by how Trudy's role unfolded. The crossover saw Trudy being shot and rushed to the hospital, where she spent the majority of the event fighting for her life. While this plotline was undoubtedly dramatic and emotionally charged, it felt like a disservice to her character. Trudy Platt is one of the most resilient and capable characters in the One Chicago universe, and reducing her to a hospital bed for the majority of the crossover was a missed opportunity. It's not just that I don't want to see One Chicago lose her. It's that this storyline failed to showcase her strengths and contributions to the franchise. There were several ways the 2025 One Chicago crossover could have utilized Trudy more effectively. Instead of subjecting her to a near-death experience and relegating her to a hospital bed, the writers could have given her a more active role in the unfolding events. For instance, Trudy could have been more involved in the investigation, particularly since she supposedly had ties to the case's main antagonist, Lauren Bates. Exploring their history could have added depth to the storyline and given Trudy a more substantial role to play. Trudy's near-death experience did provide Christian Stolt, Mouch, with an opportunity to showcase his acting skills, but it came at the expense of Amy Morton's character. The crossover could have been a perfect platform to remind viewers of Trudy's strength and resilience. Instead of always playing a supporting role in Hank Voight's cases, Trudy could have taken center stage, using her detective skills to help solve the case. This would have not only highlighted her importance to the intelligence unit, but also given Morton the chance to shine in a more prominent role. While I am disappointed with how the 2025 One Chicago crossover handled Trudy Platt, there is still hope for her character in Chicago PD Season 12. With several episodes left in the season, the show has the opportunity to make up for its past mistakes and give Trudy the spotlight she deserves. One way to do this would be to explore her character more deeply, perhaps by delving into her backstory or giving her a more active role in intelligence cases. After her near-death experience in the crossover, it would make sense for Trudy to insist on taking on more responsibilities at work. This could lead to a Trudy-centric episode or a storyline that allows her to showcase her detective skills and leadership abilities. While bringing back patrol officer-centric storylines would be ideal, it seems unlikely at this point. However, giving Trudy a meteor role in intelligence investigations would be a step in the right direction. Trudy Platt is more than just a supporting character in the One Chicago universe. She is a cornerstone of the franchise. Her no-nonsense attitude, sharp wit, and unwavering dedication to her job have made her a fan favorite. Over the years, she has evolved from a strict desk sergeant to a complex and multifaceted character who commands respect from her colleagues and viewers alike. However, Chicago PD has increasingly sidelined her in recent seasons, particularly as the show has shifted its focus away from patrol officers and toward the intelligence unit. This has left Trudy with fewer opportunities to shine, which is a shame given the depth and potential of her character. The 2025 One Chicago crossover could have been a turning point for Trudy, but instead, it reinforced the notion that the franchise is underutilizing her. To redeem Trudy's character, the One Chicago franchise needs to take a step back and reassess how it uses her. Trudy is a character with a wealth of untapped potential, and there are countless ways to give her a more prominent role in the series. For example, the show could explore her relationships with other characters in more depth, such as her dynamic with Hank Voight or her mentorship of younger officers like Kim Burgess and Kevin Atwater. Additionally, the franchise could delve into Trudy's personal life, giving viewers a glimpse into her world outside of the 21st District. This could include exploring her marriage to Mouch and how they balance their demanding careers with their relationship. By giving Trudy more screen time and more meaningful storylines, the show can remind viewers why she is such an integral part of the One Chicago universe. Trudy Platt's underutilization in the 2025 One Chicago crossover is not just a missed opportunity for her character. It reflects a broader issue within the franchise. Over the years, One Chicago has built a reputation for its ensemble casts and interconnected storylines. However, as the franchise has grown, some characters have been sidelined in favor of others, leading to an imbalance in screen time and character development. Trudy's reduced role in the crossover is a symptom of this larger problem, and it raises questions about how the franchise plans to handle its legacy characters moving forward. Trudy is one of the few remaining original characters who has been with the franchise since its inception. Her presence serves as a bridge between the past and the present, reminding viewers of the show's roots and evolution. By neglecting her character, the franchise risks losing a vital connection to its history. This is particularly concerning given the recent departures of other long-standing characters, which have left gaps in the narrative and shifted the dynamic of the shows. Another reason Trudy's underutilization is so disappointing is the lack of strong female characters in procedural dramas. While shows like Chicago PD have made strides in portraying women in law enforcement, there is still a long way to go in terms of representation and character development. Trudy Platt is a prime example of a strong, multifaceted female character who defies stereotypes and commands respect. Her no-nonsense attitude, sharp wit, and unwavering dedication to her job make her a role model for women in law enforcement and viewers alike. By sidelining Trudy, the franchise is sending a message that even its most iconic female characters are expendable. This is a disservice not only to Trudy but also to the fans who have come to admire and respect her. In a genre that often prioritizes male characters, Trudy's presence is a breath of fresh air, and her reduced role in the crossover feels like a step backward for representation in procedural dramas. The 2025 One Chicago crossover had the potential to be a defining moment for Trudy Platt, but it ultimately fell short. Instead of showcasing her strengths and giving her a more active role in the storyline, the crossover relegated her to a hospital bed, wasting an opportunity to highlight her importance to the franchise. While Chicago PD Season 12 has the chance to make up for this misstep, it will require a concerted effort to give Trudy the attention and development she deserves. Trudy Platt is a character who has been through it all, from the highs of solving major cases to the lows of personal and professional challenges. She is a testament to the strength and resilience of women in law enforcement, and it's time for the One Chicago franchise to recognize and celebrate that.